Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. I'm Bill. That's Chris. I did that the wrong way. Supposed to work.
Yep.
Nope, wait, wrong way again. There it is.
Oh.
That's Chris.
Okay. Yeah.
I was pointing the other way. Everything's opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back, everyone. Episode number 910, I think, is what we're at.
Wow.
Creepy.
Wow.
It's queepy. It's queepy for sure. Yeah, 910. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just, we're in our lane and we're doing our thing.
Yeah.
This week on the show, I don't know why I sound so unexcited. These are actually probably a couple good movies to talk about on the show. So we are doing the 2015 Henry Rollins starring He Never Died. And we are doing the 1989 skiing slasher Iced. That is a thing.
Too.
These are both films. He Never Died you can watch on Netflix. Iced you can watch on Shudder.
Yep.
So,
and Tubi.
I don't know if it was on Tubi. I found it on Shudder.
I think I watched it on Tubi. I'm not.
Maybe. I feel like most of this stuff is on Tubi. I actively tried to find things that weren't just on Tubi this week, though, because I feel like just about everything we do now is on Tubi, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that Tubi has all of that type of stuff on it now, and I actively dug into Netflix trying to find something to cover on Netflix because I know overseas, which we have a number of listeners, everything is on Netflix in other countries. It's not like here where everything is spread out over 50 different streaming services. So
Yeah.
but if it's on multiple ones, that works too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. As far as any like housekeeping or anything, I don't have anything. I'm still waiting to be able to make an announcement about what Don't Forget to Leave. There is an announcement coming, I promise. It's just that whole like you can't tell anyone yet. And I'm like, but I want to.
Yeah, I want.
And also, with the numbers you're giving me in terms of calendars and things that way, it's not that far away. So maybe you give me the okay, and people could pre-order it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I just want to make your company money and get my 2% or whatever.
Yeah, 2% after you did 100%.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no. Okay. Kyle and I did 100% of the work.
Oh no, I meant
Okay.
OTC
Kyle and I did it together.
Yeah, not you specifically. The business.
We both worked on it very, very hard. So there's my saying a bunch of stuff without actually saying anything. That works, right? That works.
Yep.
So head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema. Sign up there. All the money that you put into that comes right back to us to keep the show alive. $5 monthly donation or more. You can make some suggestions for movies. $10 a month. We'll do specific episodes based on what you would like for us to do, whether it's a discussion episode or whatever commentary, whatever you want. $10 more a month. We'll give it to you. Nobody's really taken too much of a hold of that. I know we've had some top 6 suggestions and stuff, but it was kind of one of those things of like trying to kind of work it all in, and it's also been a very busy like last 6 months for me between Mel's surgery that she had to donate her kidney, again superhero, and then the travel and just work. So we're getting there. But if you're one of those people, let us know. Hey, I'd really like you to do this, and we'll do it. Okay. All right, SpectopiaArts.com is Chris's new merchandising venture. Give everyone a quick update if you don't mind.
Yeah. All right, so a lot of the ghosts and stuff my wife has now made into stickers. So if you don't want to buy the shirt, you can buy a sticker or a bunch. We've sold some stickers and we've sold some shirts to people that still aren't related to me, which is nice, but sad, but nice. And it's. I hit the ground running, and I thought, this is a great idea. Here we go. We gotta get it. Fucking slow down, dude. Is what my brain said. Like, you'll be an overnight sensation 10 years in the making. Just relax. You'll be fine. So we're trying to figure out our production schedule, when we're going to release new stuff, how we're going to promote it, and then what we're going to do in between all the ads. Because nobody wants to see a constant buy this, because they won't.
Right.
And that kind of goes against what I'm trying to do. So I have more worked up on the actual story that is hopefully going to go along with these characters. And it's spectopiaarts.com.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so, because that's what you've been plugging. You've been plugging that. Let's hope that's right.
Jeez. Yeah, and honestly, okay, so I got this shirt.
That's my favorite. I love that one.
Looks familiar. Yeah, he's my favorite guy. What was I going to say? Oh, I will only wear these shirts at work now. I have a bunch of them, and I am used to be the kind of person that would be like embarrassed to show off anything. But I'm liking these. I did a couple things, like more famous, recognizable type things. I put one up. I put up a Tarman one that's done in like the same style, but I've been branching out, trying to do stuff that fits the style. And there's one anime almost robot thing. There's a couple other robots. Some chicken walker. So there's a bunch of stuff that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but it's just one of those. All right, I think I have a style now. I'm going to try and see how far I can push
fair.
it. And it's fun. I did AV Unit 1, and it's okay. It's not great. It's a Spectopia interpretation of it, but yeah, because I think that's a good way for me to find out how I'm limiting myself is, can I make this thing look right? Does it have the right things that's sticking off the knees and the shoulders? Does it visually match but is distorted but still recognizable as the character? It's a weird balance.
You know what you need to do?
But it's fun.
You need to do one that's a version of me and you that we can put on the outside the cinema store.
I've been trying to figure out what to do and how to use it because it wouldn't take me long. I just don't know. Oh, shit.
My beard is tentacles.
I'm going to do...
That's gross.
I'm going to do a parody of the Final Destination poster where they're on the roller coaster. Here comes
the loop.
Right? Yeah. All right. I got something.
Is my beard tentacles in that scenario?
You know what's funny is I had done initially.
It's got a skirt right over there.
I had done up stuff because I'm getting to it. Because the name is I use online for my stuff is Cthulhu, which is Cthulhu, and he's not my favorite, but it worked with my name, right? So I was doing the thing where like I was trying to do a thing that matched with it, and I did the tentacle skull thing with the mohawk and all that, and it's fine. Tentacle beard is fine. I can do that. No problem.
Creepy. All right. SpectopiaArts.com is the place to check all that stuff out. Also, make sure you follow Chris on Instagram.
Yes.
And you can. It's Spectopia Arts on Instagram too, correct?
I think there's an underscore in it, but it's the purple circle with the little ghost.
Just look it up. Do the work, people. Do the work. Yeah. Speaking of doing the work, we did it this week by watching these two films. He Never Died and Iced. Chris, do you have a penchant for which one you want to cover first?
Well,
no. All right, so we will do the Henry Rollins fronted He Never Died because that's the one I clicked on.
Sounds good.
Maybe you should join us for a ride. Oh, shit! Get out of my house.
How are you doing today, Jack?
We need to talk.
Do you have anything aside from being ambiguous and hostile?
Hi.
Hello? Who's Andrea?
You never mentioned a daughter.
We just met a few hours ago.
So what do you want to do today?
Bingo.
I-20.
You're kind of out there, aren't you?
Get out!
Jack, I was beginning to think that you just crawled out of the ground.
I was shocked to find out you had a kid. They have Andrea. Why is he looking at me like that?
What are you doing?
Have you seen a young lady with a lip ring in here today?
What's she look like?
A young lady with a lip ring.
Hey!
Are you Derek?
Yeah, motherfucker.
How old are you?
I have no idea, but I'm in the Bible if that means anything. I'm known as Cain.
Probably just gonna go kill another room full of people. You are?
Probably.
Come on!
I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to kill you. I am going to tear you apart and eat you. It's not because I want to, but I have to.
Let me die!
Okay, he never died. I'm gonna take some whoops, sorry. I started it again. Stop.
Maybe you should join us for a ride.
What? No, stop. Oh. Hi. Anyway, I'm gonna take issue with that trailer.
Yeah, me too.
Plays it off way more comedic than it is, and also gives away everything.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't happen because the reveals are kind of nice in this.
So I'm gonna take heed with that. Sorry if you guys heard it, but I mean, that's the promotional piece for it. But yeah, it's definitely not as comedic as they make it out to be in that trailer. There's definitely some funny parts in this, and there's some black comedy to it. But I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that it's a comedy.
No, it is definitely a dark comedy, black comedy, whatever you want to call it, because the character Rollins, he's if he is in the Bible like he says he is, I mean, he's over 2,000 years old, and he has seen everything, and he has interacted with every possible type of personality, seen every problem, and what makes this so funny for me is just how fucking weary he is of human beings. Bullshit. Yeah. He's kind of like, if I was someplace hostile, that's how I would act. Not the violence, but the verbal returns. I'd just be honest. Like where he says, if you've seen a girl in here with a lip ring, like, don't ask, I just fucking told you, right? And he just repeats it. And Rollins is not the best actor, musician that I've ever seen. However,
he's given the right role.
This part fits his acting style so well. This is the perfect vehicle for him. I have seen this about 5 times.
Oh, so you had seen it before. I had never watched it before.
A bunch.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Because I had never watched it before,
while,
and I'm surprised that I hadn't watched it before because I'm a huge Henry Rollins fan. Mostly because he's one of my few quote unquote idols that has not been canceled. Like, they have not.
Oh yeah, because they'll try to, and he'll just beat the shit out of the.
No, he just doesn't do words. Creepy shit. Like, he's just a dude, man.
He's the kind of guy. Like, if I had a platform like that, that's who I would hope to be. That kind of outspoken.
And just like, this is how it is. This is who I am. This is what I do. Obviously, his musical contributions with Black Flag and the Rollins Band over the years are some of my favorites. Specifically, the I like Black Flag, but like Rollins Band, I fucking love Rollins Band. And when he decided he wasn't going to play anymore, that was it. That was it. He's like, "What's the reasoning? I don't want to play anymore." Okay.
All right. What are you gonna do?
Seen him do his spoken word stuff a bunch of times. Just awesome. Henry Rollins is awesome. This is directed by Jason Krasowski and also written by him. He's written a couple other things, but nothing super noteworthy. And he's directed a couple things, but this is really the thing in his filmography that kind of sticks out. Also starring Kate Greenhouse, Jordan Todesey, David Richard Peck, and a few other names that you may or may not recognize from some other films. But this was filmed and shot in Toronto, Canadian production. Toronto is supposed to be doubling, I'm assuming, as New York City.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like it though. Yeah. It does not look at all like New York City.
No.
And I think using a diner called the Times Square Diner, not in Times Square, kind of bizarre. But either way, so yeah, I had never seen.
They were selling the illusion.
Sure,
of that,
sure,
right?
sure. But Henry Rollins plays Jack. Jack is, we don't really know. He's an angel, maybe, and we only know that because of the cover art and the fact that when we first see him, he has 2 giant scars on his back where wings would have been.
Right.
He's also considered to be a vampire of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah, they put a lot in here, a lot of mythology stuff that they really didn't even act on for some of it. I mean, they did, but it wasn't like the driving force.
Right.
Of the film.
And normally that's something that bothers me. It didn't bother me in this. Like I wasn't they gave me explanations for the things I needed explanations for. And I wasn't like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? I was like, it would be cool to know, but I'm not the way you're telling the story. It doesn't affect the film.
Yeah.
So either way, Jack is a very, very old creature. As you said, he is just fucking done with everything. He just wants the voices in his head and the noise and everything to just be blurted out. So he goes and plays bingo because it forces him to focus on something else other than the noise in his head. And he goes to the same diner every night and, eats the same food. He has a guy that helps him with, that's an intern that gets him things that he needs to sustain himself. He's
it's familiar.
Essentially, yeah. And he's essentially trying to just live out his existence with as little issues as possible.
Yeah.
So we know that he'd been into some shit beforehand in terms of maybe, organized crime and things like that, but he is retired or, stepped away. So he talks about how he doesn't eat meat. He talks about how he doesn't drink. Which is interesting because that's Rollins as a character, as a person too. I'm pretty sure, I know he doesn't drink. I think he's a vegetarian also, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know that much about his person.
Yeah, I called him and asked him.
Okay, good.
So, but then we learn that he's got a daughter named Andrea that he didn't know existed. And she's a mess. We've learned that because her mom is like, oh, well, she's been known to get drunk and then try to drive home. So if you could just go get her at this bar, that would be great. And he's just like, fuck you. I don't care. But for some reason he goes.
Yeah.
Goes and he goes and then finds out where she went. She left with somebody else. He goes and finds her there. And that's that. And now also we see these crime guys, shaking down his familiar that's providing him with things, and then also trying to get to him, and we don't really know why, and it's just kind of like back and forth. But he kind of saves this. He saves this guy, but then accidentally kills one of the other crime guys. So now they come down on him, and there's essentially this whole thing. They end up kidnapping the daughter, and he's trying to decide whether he cares enough to do something about it. And then also figure his life out. And then we have Kara, who is the waitress at the diner he goes to, who has a fascination with him, which for whatever reason, I just don't understand her fascination with him because he doesn't do anything other than being dark and brooding.
I mean, the mystery of it could be the attraction.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. So they kind of have this budding.
Because he's not rude. To her.
No. He's polite, and and he helps her when her crazy boyfriend shows up. But and it all just kind of plays itself out in terms of him kind of coming to terms with his humanity, and then also giving in to what he is, but also trying to right some of his wrongs that he's done. And it's an interesting, heavy loaded story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've rewatched this multiple times. Tell me why.
Yeah. Because it's funny. I could identify with his character in certain aspects, like people asking stupid questions or saying stupid things. Basically, Jack is, I'm going to tell you once, and then I'm going to do the thing you don't want me to do. So don't make me do that. That's his whole vibe, isn't it? And it really, the more I had looked into it, like his blunt, honest answers, his complete disregard for most things that don't affect him, but people tell him do affect him, but don't. Like, he comes off as like super autistic.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
But he's not, because, he's got a mind that's not supposed to last for 2,000 years. And who knows what that does to everything in your body. I used to think it would be fun to, it'd be nice to be a vampire and live forever. I was younger, obviously, 2 years ago. And, but then I thought, people talk about the loneliness of immortality. And when you really start going down that existential tunnel, you don't want to.
No.
So it might be fun the first couple hundred years, but then when you see everything happening over and over and over and over again, and no one does anything to try to stop anything, you just check out too.
Yeah, it's interesting. And they do a good job of kind of like poking fun at that with also like treating it with some respect, where like there's a part where he's in the car with Kara and she says, so the Civil War, how was that? And he just deadpan looks at her and he goes, I don't know, I was in China. Like,
oh yeah, that was really nice. That was really, because like that's what you would expect. He would stay in one spot, but he's not from America, so why would he stay there for all of it? Yeah.
Rollins is the star of the show in this. I don't know whether the film was written with him in mind or if he was the first pick, but I mean, he fits it perfectly. Like, he's great when he has the right role, and like this, and then his role in, was it the first Wrong Turn or was it the second Wrong Turn?
Oh,
the one where he played the guy that was the host of the like Navy SEAL reality show or whatever it was. I think it was the second one.
So that's sort of an acting job, right? But you're acting like an MC, so it's a little. That's
he's like the retired Navy SEAL hosting the reality show for people that like think they can be Navy SEAL. I don't remember. I want to say it was Wrong Turn 2, the one that Joe, what's Joe's last name? Joe Lynch did.
Yeah. I couldn't.
I got it though. I got it. He's perfect. He's perfect because the beginning of the film, like, he doesn't say much. Like, everything is either a yes, okay, all right, like one word responses, and then there's a point where he kind of starts talking a little bit more. And this is a great scene with him and Kate Greenhouse where he's walking her home after her ex-boyfriend comes and takes her car. And she goes, this is the most I think I've ever heard you talk. And he stops for a second and he does that like side eye think. And he goes, well, this is the most I've talked in many years. And it's like, all right, cool. Like, he totally got what he was doing and played it perfectly. Yeah. And it's a nice little spin because he's definitely an anti-hero because he's not a good guy.
No, he's just the main character.
But it's different than your normal anti-hero that you see, where like you're rooting for him, but you understand that he's deeply flawed and he's not really changing. So
no, because he's not going to. He is too old and too fed up, I think, to try to be different. I think he's evolved into, I need these things to survive. I need to interact with these people. I'm just going to interact as much as I need to and no more. That's it's with narcissistic parents, it's a technique called gray rocking, where you are as boring and as information packed as a gray rock. Like, you don't give up anything, just what you need. Like, like if somebody asked him, what are you going to do? Beat the shit out of me? He would go, yes.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's super intimidating as well. I was impressed. That's why I watched it. It was sort of funny. It plays with the Bible stories, sort of going off of myths from, the first people and all that stuff. And the world building is the kind of world building I like, where it's like matter of fact, and if you want to know more about it, pay attention, and you might see more. But like that other one we watched last week, the space one with the Timu Jawa.
Oh, prison ship or Star Prison?
Yeah. Oh, Tara.
Yes.
Right.
Star Slammer. That's what it was. Star Slammer.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck was my point? Now that that one had a lot of technobabble world building in it that was really good too. The movie wasn't, but the writer they knew some stuff. I'll give him that.
I'll give him that too. The only thing I think I can say about this movie that is kind of not great is its pacing is a little slow at points. And I think the editing could have been tightened up a little bit too to make it a little bit more dynamic. Because there's a few, I shouldn't say a lot, but a few long stretches of just kind of talking and not a lot going on. And that's not necessarily bad, but it does kind of slow the pace down a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I would, if I had to defend this movie, I would say that it's probably to show you that his life is boredom punctuated with small amounts of action, or emergencies or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like that. But I don't know. That's just what I would.
Yeah, and I also do like the use of him treating his I don't know if I want to say condition or not, and this might be a minor spoiler, but nothing worse than what we got in the trailer, I think. He talks about how he'd been on the wagon for a long time, and now because of what these guys have been doing, he's now off the wagon. And we definitely see he means killing and feeding on human flesh and like whatever he needs to do to survive. And we see him going down that spiral like an addict, which I thought was a really cool way to present, his feeding or like whatever, however you want to look at it. It was a cool way to look at it. Not a cool as in like, wow, that's really cool, but like cool in its presentation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because wasn't there another vampire movie that we watched where they treated it like an addiction?
Yeah, a lot of them.
But there was one specific one where like they were like feeding on pig's blood only or whatever, and
the only movie that I got stuck in my head now is Thirst, so I'm no help.
I don't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. All right. Anything else you want to say before we grade? No. All right.
Nah.
All right, Chris, do you recommend and what is your grade for He Never Died?
I am going to recommend this, but I am going to say that it is a very specific sense of humor for some of the stuff. It's a sense of humor that I like. So, yeah. I'm gonna do this real quick because for some reason I have to pee super fucking bad. So I'm going to say I'm going to definitely recommend this, and this is the highest of B pluses. Maybe a little higher depending on my mood, but I recommend this one to people like for real. So
I recommend this movie to people like for real,
like face to face. Yeah, and
you go do your thing, and I will.
Let's hear what you have to say as I leave the room.
No, I'm in agreement with Chris on this one almost wholeheartedly. I'm surprised I'd never seen it being as big a fan of Henry Rollins as I am. But I'm definitely going to recommend it. I think it's not for everybody, as Chris mentioned. It's definitely got some specific kind of like quirks to it. And I could see how somebody will watch this and be like, yeah, I don't like this. But I think overall our listenership would really enjoy it. So I'm definitely going to give it a recommend. And Rollins is the star of the show. Plain and simple. He's great in this movie, whether he was picked for it specifically or how it worked out, I don't know. But he fit the role perfectly. So I will give it. Yeah, I'll give it the highest of B pluses too. One of the films I think I've enjoyed more than most on this run of stuff for this year so far. So yeah, I'll give it a B plus too. I think it's very good. It's available to watch fairly easily on Netflix and some other places. So cool.
Yeah, this'll end up in my top 10 for the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I would think so too.
You know.
But the real question is, will 1988's Iced be in the same place? I think I have a trailer here. Let's see.
What do you say, Corey? One last race, just you and me.
What do you say you back off already, Jeff?
No, you back off. She's with me.
Hey, when was the last time? We went skiing.
Not since that weekend with Jeff Stinson.
I thought the guy had a few loose screws, but I didn't think he was suicidal, though.
Pardon me for saying this, but you all look prepared for a funeral or worse. Relax.
More snow.
Jeanette, what do you think you're doing out there?
Would you two just please both be my friends for 5 minutes and help me with this?
Ice on a number of places, also available on a collector's Blu-ray from our good friends at Vinegar Syndrome. So this is one that I had also not seen, but it'd been on my radar for a while, and we obviously love those slashers that are like, or we shouldn't say that we love we love to take a look at these slashers that are kind of different and one-offs, because obviously we know the ones that we get multiple sequels of, but this is a one and done for our iced killer here. Jeff Quinty, directed, written by Joseph Allen Johnson, starring Barbara DeLiso, Doug Stevenson, Ron Coolidge, and Elizabeth Gorsey. Iced is a skiing slasher. We open on a group of friends at a ski resort.
Yeah, that's a lot of finger quotes
at a ski resort
going on there.
And apparently Trina came with who's the killer? Jeff came with Jeff, but is actually more into Carl because Carl's an asshole, and the 80s chicks, especially in the 80s, chicks loved assholes. So they're like flirty, and Jeff's all like, you came with me. Why are you flirting with him? And she's like, we're friends, man. I don't know what your problem is. And then your boy Carl is like, yo, let's race for her. Because that's what you do.
Yeah. Okay, Lane.
Right. I know, right? I love Better Off Dead.
That's for anybody that's a Better Off Dead reference. I could have said, he's going to race Stalin down the hill.
Not a good idea. So they are going to race down the hill. At this point, we have not seen a single ski lift or any other people skiing on the mountain. And their skiing is like through the woods. It's like through the woods. There's one scene where they're coming down somewhat of an open hill. I'm not going to say a ski slope because it's not a ski slope. But they reused that shot multiple times of them coming down and then them going skiing through the woods. And we know it's not a ski resort because there's only like one track of skis through the snow. So it's not like, and they're just like skiing between the trees, and then they like ski off a little bump or whatever. And Carl wins, so he gets the girl, and Jeff doesn't like it. So then I guess like they go back to the hotel. And then Jeff basically comes to Trina and Carl's room and threatens them. And they're just like, dude, get out of here, man. Like, she's like, we're just friends. And now I'm not even sure if we're friends. So you should probably just leave. And then Carl does the lady told you to leave, man. And he's like, well, I'm going to stab you with this ski pole. And then they're like, no, you're not. He's like, you're right, I'm not. And he just storms out of there. And so then he grabs.
Yeah, this would have worked with like 18-year-olds, not 25.
I mean, it still worked, I think. So
it was awesome.
So Jeff is storming out of there. He runs into one of the other guys that's there with him. That guy happens to be holding skis. And he's like, hey, man, where you going? He's like, you can't go skiing out there. It's starting to snow. And the guy's like,
what?
The guy's like, shut up, man. Don't tell me my business. And then he takes that dude's skis from him. So he was storming out of there to go skiing without his skis. takes this dude's skis, and then goes, again, no chairlifts or anything.
Nope.
Also, not actually snowing out.
Nope.
And he's skiing down the same hill that he skied down earlier.
Right. It's still in the dark, by the way. It was in the dark
earlier. Still in the dark. Skis off like a little, like not even a cliff. Skis off a rock, like a tall rock, and then proceeds to fall. But like the way he falls is when he skis off the thing is because you're falling because when you got to the top of it, you just started going like this, like sort of waving your arms and your legs in the air. And when he comes down on the ground, he lands chest first onto a rock, which is not covered by any snow, despite the fact that it's snowing.
Well, it's one of those.
It's a heated rock. I see.
Yes. There's a snake that lives near.
And so then he rolls over, and we see some blood coming out from under his jacket, and we're supposed to assume that he's dead. We're never told that he died.
Because he rolls over onto his back and clearly is not
still breathing or blinking his eyes.
Right? No, we're looking at the camera. Probably just like talking.
Maybe. I mean, it could be. You never know. So then we fast forward 4 long years. And all of his friends are returning to a luxury ski loft. They all have received an invite to go to this timeshare. And, you know, they do a pretty good job of working the late 80s timeshare craze into this, where they talk about all the things that we're going to have to sit through a presentation. They're going to give us the hard sell, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we're going to use it as a weekend away. I love, though, that Trina is now married to Carl. And Carl is not as much of an a-hole as he used to be. He seems to have calmed himself a little bit.
Well, he's not getting cock-blocked in the middle of a vacation.
Very true. But Trina is reading off all of the amenities of this luxury ski resort. They got this, there's all these things, blah, 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 blah. And then when they arrive, it's a random, like, ski house in the middle of the woods. There's no amenities. There's no ski area.
Nope.
And they go in, and the door's unlocked, so they go in, and then they find their other friend, Alex was Eddie? No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Some guy with a bad ponytail. Is basically like, hey, you know, I'm a weirdo and I'm gonna scare you guys, and then like they're all like, I don't know, whatever. They're all nameless and faceless except for Carl and Trina. They're the only two that have any type of things. But again, it works for what you're doing here because you just need body fodder. We also then meet Alex, who is the real estate timeshare guy, who is going to be the guy that's going to try to sell them. And then they just are like up there and doing their thing. And a couple of guys decide to go skiing. And then, you know, one of those guys dies. As you do. And then you get like a bunch of stuff where, like, you know, a cutout of the Harvard student dying in a ski accident shows up, and they're like, did you put this here? And they're like, no, I didn't put it here. What about you? Did you put it here? Oh, what's going on? Oh, maybe Jeff isn't really dead. Oh, maybe he is. I don't know. But so they start getting picked off one by one. And this film relies heavily on music that is very derivative of Friday the 13th. Very derivative. And you get a few interesting kills. You get a great kill where a woman gets stabbed with an icicle. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was good.
And, you know, you got the killer is the ski guy, you know, in a parka, and he's wearing broken goggles and got the face covering, and it works for what it is.
It's a fine.
Yeah.
The look. It's different. I'll give it that.
It's, you know what though? It's all pretty entertaining. It's all like, in terms of like bad slashers, this is an entertaining one. Because there's a lot of those scenes that are just there to fill in the space and the time. Like, they're cooking in the kitchen, and they like get into an argument about cooking. And the girl's like, can't you guys just be friendly with me just for once? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get back. And meanwhile, Trina's always lifting weights for no reason. It's never explained. She's just always lifting weights. And it is what it is. It totally is what it is, right?
Yeah. It looks like it was made by a bunch of friends at a timeshare, and they had a weekend.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's the other friend that does the cocaine, the guy with the ponytail. Oh man, like that dude is just manic.
He was
His dream sequence though was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. As soon as we meet him in the car and he's yelling at the poor woman, I'm like, well, he has to die.
Yep.
Obviously.
Some great sex scenes where people are humping each other's legs.
Yeah, okay, great. Let's talk about that for a second. So, sex in a jacuzzi is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But the woman from Dynasty continues to do it. And like, you would think the tub was filled with baby oil the way she's trying to slip and slide all over this guy. And I will say, the sex scenes were... They didn't show anything, but they were more revealing than other movies.
More revealing than Prison Slammer.
Strange.
Or Star Slammer, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad sex.
Among other things.
The women and the men, all very good looking.
I did love the killer reveal.
I love that 80s look. Yeah, I was okay with that.
Because it was like you had to stretch a little bit when he gives the reasoning for the killing. But you're like, yeah. All right, fuck. This movie's been bad anyway. So like, sure, I'll go along with that. That's cool.
The thing that bothered me was a small plot thing where the one girl's like, I had it the hardest from his parents. Why? Why? He's a grown-up adult. Like, why? You're not his handler. You're not his date. You're his friend. Yeah. Also, he basically killed himself. And wouldn't the police have been able to come to that conclusion and, like, not have the girl?
I don't know, man.
But they needed some kind of...
It was fine. I mean, it was fine. They added all the stuff in that they needed to add. It came to its logical conclusion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it just didn't make...
A lot of the lower budget slashers don't.
But then
let's be real. Like, if we go back and look at the one-off slashers, the reason why they're one-off slashers is because they can't really like do much with what they put out there. So, all right, well, let's grade it. All right, Chris, Iced, baby. Do you recommend and what'd you grade?
Yeah. I am going to give this a medium to low recommendation. Like, well, there's other stuff I'll suggest before this. But you could tell that they were really into it. Not in a weird way, in like everybody agreed they were all there to do the same thing. They knew what the job was. They knew how exactly tongue-in-cheek the whole thing was going to be. And I think some of that actually disguises some of the shortcomings of the actors. They're not great actors, but they're not terrible. Right.
Well, Deborah DeLiso, who played Trina, was one of the main characters in Slumber Party Massacre. So you guys will recognize her.
Right.
She was also in the Sledgehammer TV show, apparently.
Wait, what's her name again?
Deborah DeLiso. She's been in a bunch of stuff, a lot of roles. Oh, she was in that Dr. Caligari movie we watched too.
Oh shit! I just saw somebody review that on YouTube the other day. I'm like, I know that. All right, so Sledgehammer. Okay, good. If she was the main woman character,
no,
Sledgehammer,
she wasn't the main
I would
one.
have been really pissed at myself. Sledgehammer was a lot of fun.
And Lisa Loring, who's in it, also was in. Well, I mean, Lisa Loring was Wednesday Addams. She was, right. She wasn't in the month. She was in the Addams Family, I believe.
Oh shit!
Lisa Loring.
God damn it. I didn't.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's the original
she's
Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, she is. I just wanted to double check before I said
it's fair.
Anything, so. And who is she in this one?
Oh, her role in this, she was Jeanette, the one with the dark hair, the dark bushy hair.
Okay.
She was also in Blood Frenzy.
I don't think I remember that.
I feel like we covered Blood Frenzy. Or maybe it just sounds like a movie that we
covered.
covered.
It definitely does.
Blood Frenzy. No, maybe not. She was in it. Yes, she was in it, but we didn't cover it. All right. I'm sorry. Did you grade it yet? I'm sorry.
Oh, I think for the actors' enthusiasm and sincerity, that goes a long way from bringing it up from a D, because it's poorly shot. It's shot on
very
video
cheap looking
with those early toaster credits in the beginning that look really big. It basically, I said to my wife, I'm like, this is a fucking Hallmark slasher.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it looks like. Those 90s, like Northern Exposure.
just like sitting on top of everything. Sitcoms. They're not like blended into the film at all. It just sits on top.
Yeah. Real sharp edges and just, it makes my teeth on edge to see that. So that's a level of expectation I have with it. And I think it delivered pretty much where I thought it was going to. It almost failed because there was almost a rape scene.
Almost.
But there wasn't. So I'm going with a C. I don't hate it. I'm not going to watch it again. But you know what? They put together a movie and I could understand the dialogue. Not necessarily see everybody all the time. But when they were naked, they made sure you could see them.
Had to do it. I'm really in agreement with you. I'm going to give it a higher recommend than you, though. I actually had some fun with it because it was cheesy, and it was that like cheesy that like was unintentional, so it made it funny. So I was able to work with that. The kill scene with the icicle was hilarious. I out loud chuckled with that because I was like, I'm like, yeah, obviously it's a skiing slasher. That makes sense. Good on you for following your thing. Like when he ran over the guy with the snowplow, it's like, okay, like this works. Yeah. So I'm giving it a higher recommend than you, but I'm also this is not a can't miss or anything like that. It's if you like slasher films and you haven't seen it, check it out. You'll have fun with it, knowing that it's cheesy, it's cheap, but it works. It works. And as far as a grade, I'll go C+. I'll go C+ for a grade.
Okay. I had no idea. I didn't look up anybody in this movie as I was watching it. I just watched it. Right? If you had said Wednesday Addams is naked, first my question would be, how fucking old is she before I start this? But that's interesting. It's like, what's her face from Seventh Heaven that went and did Texas Chainsaw? Jessica Biel? Is that her name? Yeah, I want to change my image. So
I love that you went with Jessica Biel and not Jessie Spano from Saved by the Bell doing Showgirls.
No, because I'm not familiar with either of those really.
Not even Saved by the Bell?
I know Saved by the Bell, but I was just a little too old. Like I was just past it. I was
I'll
out of
cut
high
you
school,
some slack
so.
there then. You're welcome. You're welcome. So C+ for me. And what was your grade? C. Perfect.
C.
There you go. You can watch it on Shudder, and apparently also Tubi.
I think so.
Okay, cool. Joe. He's done with Insidious. He did the first one last week of Sinister. This is Sinister 2, I believe. Hopefully my memory.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And, this week Bill took me to a place that I worked pro wrestling shows in for over a decade. Because he made me watch Sinister 2, which takes place in central Indiana. Which is exactly as bad as you're picturing, even if you're not familiar with central Indiana.
I bet.
Possibly worse. I promise you that nothing this movie has to offer will be scarier than what happened one of the last times I worked a wrestling show in central Indiana. It's 2018, before I stopped just like leaving the state of Michigan just to get paid for a wrestling show. It's 2018, and a bunch of us from the Detroit wrestling crew get booked on a show. In the middle of absolute nowhere. And I mean the middle of absolute nowhere. I must have been particularly good on the mic that night because I get told, as we're packing up, that a handful of locals are waiting for me in the parking lot. Now, normally I would wear that as a badge of honor. That was a point of pride for me. If I could get you to maintain the suspension of disbelief after you've left the building, that's saying something. These, however, were confirmed Klan member locals who threatened the promoter at the last show for the heinous crime of having a black baby face on the card.
How dare they?
Yeah. We got out of there okay after our car was pulled around the back of the building for us by some local talent, but the threat was very real. Like, I'm more scared of methed up Klan members threatening to disappear me than I am Bagul. Like, all he wants to do is make me watch his Faces of Death fan films. Like, you guys aren't the only ones who warned me about the steep drop-off in this film series. Almost everyone I talked to about it in the last week had like a Roger Ebert reviewing a Friday the 13th movie level of disdain for Sinister 2. Having now watched it, I think the bar was probably set a bit too low. Like, while this movie does pale like a 90s goth kid when compared to the first film, like, I was prepared for so much worse. Like might as well have been shot on video bad. This wasn't that.
Yeah, see?
It did, however, do a thing that I hate more than pineapple on pizza, but we'll get there. In the opening, Deputy So-and-so, that's right, who is literally called that in the first movie, goes to see a priest played by a character actor that I like, John Beasley. You'd know his face. Just Google it.
I know Beasley is.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay, good actor. Seems like a situation that you would want a priest for, at least by movie logic. And they didn't try it in the first film, and look how that turned out. And then we never see him again. Fan-fucking-tastic. Shannon Sossaman is a Shannon Sosa mom to two twin boys, and for a movie that's supposed to take place in the present, they really make it feel like it's taking place in the late 1970s, maybe early 80s. Like, I get that small-town Midwest is usually a bit behind the times, but, like, they're one step shy of having a group of greasers pull up, like, running their combs through hair so oily you'd think it was the Alaskan coastline in March of 1989. Or like a van full of people who look like the illegitimate children of Tommy Chong pull up, and like when they open the door, like a billowing cloud of smoke comes out. Even Deputy So-and-so is wearing a jacket suspiciously akin to one that should be worn only by members. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Anyway, Shannon and the boys are obviously on the run from someone because it gets set up with all the subtlety of Massachusetts grindcore legends, Anal Cunt.
Nice lacy action.
Mm-hmm. Turns out it's her ex, who is about as supporting and loving a partner as R. Kelly. One of the boys is seeing the spooky children, and here's where I'm going to circle back to one of my biggest issues with the film. You can, over time and sequels, plural, make small tweaks to your established lore, or reveal something new about it, or have an event change a rule. But they just, yank the e-brake on an icy road here with the established rules. I haven't seen a blatant, those rules? The ones we made sure to point out last time? Yeah, don't you worry your pretty little head about those rules. Those rules wouldn't let
now
us
I'm
tell the
remembering how
story
bad
we
this
wanted
is.
to tell without, effort.
I don't think
Like, the most egregious example here is that all the kids in the first film just put their fingers to their lips and shushed and shushed me like they were a great wrestler who was given a terrible gimmick, but made the most out of it. No drawn-out conversations, no interacting with objects around them, and they were all terrified of Bagul. All of that happens here. These kids have full-on, 12 to 15-minute drawn-out conversations, and then at the end, these ghost kids are just having, a rager throwing shit around this person's house, and they all love Bagul.
Got Bagul's
they
better,
also
though.
made the abusive father here, bigger heel than the literal demon who's supposed to be the heel. Thankfully, it doesn't appear that they are even thinking about making a third Sinister, proving that this sequel broke the rules, did more damage than Nightmare on Elm Street 2. But I also doubt that C. Robert Cargill could write anything an eighth as good as Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So probably best that, his little baby, shit the bed, basically. While they do establish that there are multiple loops of people living in a Bagul trap house, moving and keeping the curse going, they don't establish how this family has anything to do with the original movie, which is how Deputy Fuckwit even knows about all this. Like, they don't establish how, assuming this is a different loop, they don't establish how he knows about it. Like, at least the snuff films are once again pretty cool. It's like one of the few things we get here. And the only part of either film that is even remotely frightening. We get a Cajun family who gets turned into gator bait, and not the sexy 70s exploitation kind of gator bait.
That's fair.
We get a wealthy family who gets buried up to their necks in snow to die of exposure. Yeah, but if you've ever experienced a Michigan January, you know that this was the weakest one. One family's kid thinks he's the most electrifying child in Bagul's army as he puts 220 volts through his kin. And a church fam who gets the rat trapped on your belly with the container heated up thingy. That old gimmick. Which made me remember the old movie The Beast in Heat, where they tried telling us that the guinea pigs were rats, and like they put little buckets over these hot ladies' stomachs, and like it was just paint and guinea pigs, and they made it the most adorable torture scene ever.
I remember that. I love that movie.
This movie sucked. Here's the thing: the good, the snuff films, which is a weird thing to say and something you'd normally never hear me say was good.
No, but you're right.
The bad. Boy, there's a lot of bad here, but I'm going to go with the abusive father being a bigger threat to these halfwits than the ancient Babylonian kidnapper demon guy. Yeah. Sinister 2 gets a flat-ass D. Bill, we've talked a little bit about future series, but, we never settled on one, so...
Nope.
What's next, my dude?
All right, we're going to throw Chris a bone on this one, and Joe is going to do Starship Troopers, which I think there's 5, if I'm not mistaken.
There's some animated ones.
Oh, is there?
OTC Nation, you heard the man. I'll be back with that next week. Until then, be good, everyone.
Thanks, Joe.
I don't know if the animated ones are related.
I have no idea. I've only seen the first one. I've never actually seen any of the other ones. Actually, I might have seen the second one.
Yep.
I didn't. Well, let's see what Scott saw.
Before we get started, Bill, I know you just really wanted to list off your top 14 films of all time, so why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay. Royal Christmas Ballet, Royal Christmas Holiday, Moon Maidens, Dog Napped, Hound for the Holidays, A Royal Christmas on Ice, Piranha Women, The Killer in My Backyard, A Royal Christmas Engagement, A Mother's Secret, A Christmas Princess, Baking Christmas, One Fine Christmas, A Wedding for Christmas, Fiancé Killer.
Oh boy, that's some good stuff.
Okay, speaking of good stuff, there's not much else this week.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
With Reverend Scott.
Find the nudity. I don't even remember what that was.
Hey there, Bill and Chris.
Gotta be Star
This is
Slammer.
Reverend Scott. Did you hear me, Chris?
I don't know because my headphones fucking disconnected again.
I guess that's too bad because I need to move on back in time, back to the year of our Lord, 2010. There were 2 events that would shape the movie that I'm about to discuss. The first being Hatchet 2. Up until this time, the hardest rating you would see over at the AMC theaters would be an R or maybe an NC-17 here and there, but that was pretty rare. But somehow Hatchet 2 was given an even more rare, albeit very short run at AMC theaters, marked as unrated. The second event was in April of 2010. A remake was announced of the 1984 Troma classic, The Toxic Avenger. Despite talks in 2013 with Arnold Schwarzenegger to play Toxie, can you imagine that? Or a version in 2016 produced by Guillermo del Toro, nothing materialized. Not until 2018 when Legendary Pictures won the rights to the reboot. And to produce, they brought in Troma Entertainment and the OG himself, Lloyd Kaufman.
Trash or tear.
Macon Blair was set to direct and write the film in 2019, and then just a paltry 2 years later, it was starting to be shown in 2021 at festivals. And it was still making the rounds at festivals in 2023 looking for a distributor. It wasn't until 2025 that it finally found one, released in AMC theaters as one of the only other unrated films ever shown on their screens. See? It came around full circle.
That worked out pretty good. Not bad.
Enter me in 2025, watching The Toxic Avenger Unrated, starring Peter Dinklage as Winston Goose, our hero, Jacob Tremblay as his stepson, Kevin Bacon as the scenery-eating villain, Elijah Wood as the villain's brother and lackey, and he's got the wackiest fucking receding hairline, scraggly haired, walking around with a cane in this old ass suit. He looks fucking gross, and it's pretty cool. And then there's Luisa Guerrero. Not sure I said that right, but she's playing a very special part that I'll get into a little bit later. And there's a whole group of freaks in a band called the Killer Nuts with a Z that murder people for Elijah Wood when Kevin Bacon orders it.
That dude is nuts.
So what's this movie about? Well, while similar to the original, it's definitely not a remake, it's more of a reboot. Winston Goose works as a janitor for the BTH organization run by Kevin Bacon. After becoming a widower and getting custody of his stepson, Winston finds out that he has an inoperable cancer in his head. He eventually gets drunk and puts on a tutu and ends up in a vat of toxic waste, turning him into Toxie. Meanwhile, Kevin Bacon thinks he's going to use this mixture of Toxie's blood and the toxic waste stuff to be able to heal or make himself superhuman or some shit. So he thinks he's going to kidnap Toxie's stepson to draw him in so he can capture Toxie. And then Toxie must fight the evil BTH Corporation and get his stepson back and try and win over the town of St. Roma Village, which every sign and shirt with that name on it has faded letters to show Tromaville. And that's the location of the original film, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Armed with this radioactive mop that he has the ability to basically pass through skin, muscle, and bone like a lightsaber with, and his other superhuman abilities, Toxie sets out to save his stepson and get revenge, killing as many people that deserve it along the way. Toxie quickly realizes,
oh shit, killing people feels good.
Not bad. I feel pretty good about this.
The original Toxic Avenger is arguably a classic. I mean, probably objectively a classic. Regardless of the quality of that film, it's a hard act to follow.
Very true.
It was easy to tell exactly where the focus was in this new film and how they decided to make something that was faithful to the original without trying to replace it. First of all, with making mostly everyone black and white, over the top, good and evil.
There were very likable and very hateable people in this right off the bat.
Yeah,
so,
doing exactly what they should be doing.
Excluding Elijah Wood, who kind of waffles back and forth a little bit, and also assume you don't mind the fact that our hero is murdering a lot of people.
Which is like, fine, whatever.
And like I said before, Kevin Bacon is chewing up that scenery like nobody's business, and he's really leaning into the part, and it was really fun to see. And all the special effects were handled really well. It was a great mix of practical and CGI. Toxie is ripping off limbs and mopping away jaws and stomachs so they can just have all the goo pour out. And it's never missing an opportunity to show you something gross as fuck.
It's fucking sloppy as hell.
Yeah.
But all of that is meaningless if the dialogue, pacing, and story progression aren't entertaining. And I'm happy to say that was handled incredibly well. Every scene was just the right amount of campy and fun. Emotion was handled in a way that wasn't completely serious, but enough to get you invested. And there was one thing they did in this film that consistently got laughs out of me for the entire movie, and that was these off-screen one-liners. Randomly, at any given moment, there would be someone off camera making a comment about what's going on, and it was about the funniest aspect of the movie. It was almost like having the guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000 commenting live during the film. It just added a feeling of spontaneity and kept the tone light. You could feel they were like,
okay, great, this is what we're doing. We're sort of making fun of everything.
And it works so damn well. Something that blew my mind after watching this is when I found out that Peter Dinklage never was in the Toxie makeup. A small British woman named Louisa Guerrero, remember I said we'd come back to her, she did all of the in-suit shots on the movie of Toxie, and she mimicked everything that was filmed in this empty white room with Peter Dinklage prior on tape. So Peter Dinklage was brought in special by himself in some white room, and he just acted out all of his scenes as if he was Toxie. And then later on, Louisa would just watch everything he did and mimicked all of his motions exactly while wearing this 30-pound suit. The face looks great. It has movement everywhere. If I had not read that, I would never have known. And then when it was all said and done, they brought Peter back in to dub all of Toxie's dialogue in. And it worked out really well. I think Louisa has worked with Peter as a stunt double or something along those lines in the past, and she's done work as like an Oompa Loompa and a few other physical roles. She's a little small British woman. It's kind of wild. But I mean, the rest of this movie is just real over the top too, so I guess it just fits right in with this world. It's everything I expected and wanted out of a modern Toxic Avenger movie.
It's stupid, it's bad, but it's the first one in a while that I'm like, yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah.
It pulls you right into the world, a world that I think could fit right alongside the world of the original film. I'm going to say the word world again. And if you have to complain about anything in this movie, I guess that there's
not enough titty action. Like, there's not enough nudity.
Although there's not zero nudity, and that's unfortunate because what is in it is very memorable. Toxie penis.
If you're gonna do it, right?
Makes sense.
So I highly recommend you see the Toxic Avenger unrated. If it's showing in your area, you should go. And I give it a B+. As for your reviews last week, I'm just gonna skip It Happened at Nightmare Inn, seeing as Bill gave it an incomplete. Although I did still like the review, and I give that a straight B.
There you go.
But The Adventures of Tora, Prison Ship Star Slammer the Escape, on the other hand, I've actually heard of that one before, and it was kind of hyped to finally hear you get around to talking about it. I give that movie an A-, and your review only gets a C+ because you didn't praise it constantly. What a missed opportunity.
Shut up!
Okay, that's all I got for this week. So until the next toxic mop-wielding green gross freak, peace and love, guys.
The woman
Outside the cinema on Patreon.
If you want to see more, tell your friends to pay money.
She did the motion capture for the 6-year-old version of the main character in the first Horizon game, that's one of my favorite game series of all time now.
Cool.
So, yeah, nice. I may actually give that one a shot.
Yeah, no, I'll watch it for sure. I love the original. I like the first couple. The last couple Toxic Avengers kind of fell off, but... Well, that's going to do it for us this week, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. Join up at the Patreon. Excuse me, patreon.com/outside the cinema. Follow Chris and I at Cthulhu, at OTC Bill. And make sure to check out spectopiaarts.com for Chris's groovy voodoo.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, bye.